Today we'll discuss about a bank which is a shocking or surprising for all the investors, right? Someday it was traded on 2000 rupees, now it comes to 500, even below. Now it somehow bounce have a bounce back, then it comes to 500 to 600 level, correct? So what is the phase now? What is going on this stock now? We'll discuss thoroughly. We'll discuss about the fundamental, technical as well. So let us start our journey towards the IndusInd Bank. Welcome to Market Delight. Please watch the complete video so that you will able to take the decision properly on the IndusInd Bank. So let's get started. So here IndusInd Bank have the capital market capitalization of 35,000 crore, which is a large cap company, large cap bank you can say. In case of the ROC, you will see that 7.62, right? So if you are comparing to the other company, then it shows a less number, right? But if you are comparing with the peers, the competitor bank or the private sector bank, then you will get a highest number on the last 5 years on an average, correct? On the second position you will see the Kotak Mahindra Bank here, right? So here is the tally. You can compare the ROC here, then you will get the highest number for the IndusInd Bank, right? So here is the we are coming to the debt. We should not discuss about the debt in case of the banking sector, because for the bank, debt is a asset, right? And debt to equity ratio is also not working for us for our analysis. But for the place percentage, this place percentage is somehow a negative point, that is 26.33%, correct? And then promoter holding is only 14.35%. Then where is the other stakeholders? Let us see the investors. So you can see the FIH have the 53.58% of the stakeholding, and if you are expanding this one, then you will get that the all the list of the all FIH, right? And public also have the much stakeholding than more stakeholding than the promoters. You can see public have the 16.58 and the promoter have the 14.34, right? If you are watching for the cash flow, then you will see the negative for the last 3 years, okay? And as well 5 years, for the 5 years we will also see the negative cash flows. So why this is negative, you can say, if when bank provides a loan to somebody, then it will recover the money by EMI, right? So when the 1 crore, then if the one outflow is the 1 crore, then inflow will be the 50,000 or 60,000 as an EMI monthly, correct? So you can see the cash flow as a negative, right? Then if you are coming to the profit and loss statement, you will see that completely increasing profit, right? Consistently growing the profit. So there is there is no concern about the profit, you can say, and it is growing as well, right? So here is the fundamental. So let us come to the NPA level, right? So what is the NPA stage? You can see the NPA ratios here, and the gross NPA is increasing from the last year, correct? That is 2.10 to 2.45, but the net NPA is decreasing. What does it mean? It means the provisions increases, right? The provisions, it may be in the case of the assets, it may be in the form of cash, anything, but provisions is the backup for the bank, and that was increased. That is a good sign for the bank, correct? Then if you are watching for the net NPA that is decreasing, then also it's a good sign, right? So coming to the CASA ratio is too low than if you are comparing to other bank, Karnataka Bank, or sorry, from the ICICI Bank, then it only comes 34.12%. So it is too less. Now the company has the good, you can say that the last, that the April 2020 news, that Q4 profit falls 7%, correct? So if you want to see the all the deposits will be decreases, then where the bank will get that income, correct? So these are the fundamentals we have discussed, and let us go to the technical analysis, what the technical shows, right? Now we are on the screen of technical analysis here. So if you are comparing to the other thing on the 5813, we'll get that the consolidation here, the long consolidation. Then where is the breakout? Where's the on the what direction we'll get the breakout? For that we need to confirm here. We should go to the upper time frame, that is 1 week. So here also the good. You can say the compression here, consolidation here. So here also a breakout is expected. Then where will be the breakout? You can say you should go to the 1 month chart. Then it shows a uptrend, right? For the long term, you can say that there is a uptrend from this level, right? And you will get a quick move because of the long consolidation. You will get a quick breakout and the large breakout, correct, towards the up direction, right? So this is the thing on the 5813 chart. And if you are coming to the multi-bagger chart, then you will see that there is a formation of the you can say a reverse triangle here, but it doesn't work, and it comes down too much, and now it is traded on 586 and 590 below the 590, correct? So here is the thing, we cannot conclude on the long term view because this is a totally 201 week chart. So we are not able to conclude here the all the long term vision here, right? So let us go to the candlestick. For the candlestick shows, for the candlestick here we need to plot our Fibonacci retracement. So I pick the top one to bottom. Here's the bottom, and I get extended this one, right? Okay. Then here you will get the 590 level, right? Then 590 level means you can say 594 if you're if you place the proper diagram here. Then 597 will be the level, right? So if you are if you want to remember the thing, then 600 will be the max level. If it breaks the 600 level with a good volume, then you will get a good amount of return from your investment, right? So now for now there is no sign because all the greenhouse only this green has the good volume, but after that only two greens are formed, two green symbol has formed, but without a volume, right? There is no volume supported here, correct? So here we will see that the level will conclude about the level only, that is 597.31, that is 600 you can say. Let us come to the divergence. Here the divergence has been formed, that is a higher high and here a lower high, which is a you can say the bearish divergence, and this is for the short term, and it results for the short term also. Then we will get a good move on after the correction, right? Then if this also shows a good signal that you will get your stock price with a low you'll get the stock with a low price, so that your investment will be good, right? Then we'll come to the Nifty correlation coefficient, right? So it comes to 0.57, you can see here. So 0.57 is not much correlated and not less correlated, means it on the medium, right? So you will take the decision as per the Nifty view, but not so strongly, correct? So if I if I summarize all the thing, then we'll get that in the 5813 we'll get a higher move, in a bullish move, correct? And on the 2200 we're not able to conclude all the thing here. Then if we are coming to the candlestick, the price action strategy, then we'll get 600 level. If it crosses the 600 with a good volume, then we'll get a good return, right? So here is the also a divergence formed, the bearish divergence. Then we'll get also the price has come down, then we'll get this stock on a right amount, right price, correct? On the case of the Nifty view, you can say the Nifty correlation, this is not much, no, it is in the medium, correct? So these are all the technical analysis here. I hope you'll understand. Sorry for much sorry for my communication on English. I am definitely, I want to improve, I need to improve, and I am improving that one. So I need your cooperation for that. And if any doubt, in case any doubt on this technical analysis, please ask me on the comment section, so that I am able to clear all the doubts here only, right? So take care of you, take care of family, and take care of your portfolio as well. Thank you so much.